In the studio with us today, please welcome Sabrina Tan, CEO of Skin Inc. and the mother of two beautiful kids. Hi Sabrina, welcome to the first series of In Conversation with powerful moms like yourself.
Thank you.
So what is it like being a successful businesswoman and a mother of two?
I just feel that for myself, being in my own skin is the most important. I think a lot of moms often struggle with the balance of both roles at home and at work because of time. So they view time as a finite resource, right? But for me, more importantly, I view how I manage my energy as the most important aspect of balancing both roles well. And let me explain. Energy is infinite, and how do you actually come up with more energy is by surrounding yourself with positive people, with inspiration, be it design, be it, words, poets for me, as well as very much how you could also give back and derive more ideas and energy from other people. Equally to my kids, being creative, having fun with them. So people might feel that you're spending time with the family, but in fact, I'm recharging with them. So to me, that is a very important mindset shift for mother, I feel, is that don't feel that you're always being compressed by time, but you should learn how to really look at energy as a resource for you to leverage on.
That being said, I'm sure all of us are very curious to find out what is a typical day like being Sabrina.
There's no typical day for me.
Okay.
Every day is a new challenge. Every day there's something new that pop up, new challenges that pop up. If there is a typical day, I would say that very much I start my day very early in the morning, sometimes as early as 4 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you do that and maintain your skin like this? 4 a.m. My goodness.
So very much I do quiet time in the morning, spending time with myself, reading quiet times with the Bible, and in addition to really reflect on, the period of season of life, as well as what is the priority of the day. In addition to that, I will then go to Instagram to get my inspiration, because being in a lifestyle business is very important to know what is trending and what is making the community stay connected. And I will go on my emails, sometimes even before I brush my teeth. And if I run out of time because I was getting too deep into the email, I'll be doing my first call as early as 8 a.m. Yeah, and through the day, very often lunch, right now working from home is at the desk, which is not that healthy in that sense.
Not that ideal.
That's why. And at the end of the day, when my kids come home in the afternoon, we'll spend some tea break together, but very much head back into the study, do my call till 7. But I'm very disciplined in spending dinner with the children. And my husband, of course. And sometimes there's night call with the US team. So it's many hours of back-to-back call, but more importantly, I feel that it is more of what you set yourself up for, because now I got into the habit of actually blocking 2 to 3 hours at least, once a week to do planning, rather than just doing a get-go, right? Yeah, in that sense. So I will encourage everyone to, set aside time for yourself to go into deep planning and strategic thinking.
Right, not just dive into it blindly, but rather take some time off, like yourself, to plan, how can we further make things better or improve in certain areas, or perhaps learn something new.
And of course can also do a cocktail with your girlfriends once a while. Just give yourself a break. Like every Wednesday, we try to meet up with some girlfriends, women entrepreneurs, just to get together like a hum day, right?
If you can plan a perfect day, how would that be like?
To the contrary, a lot of people didn't know this about me. I'm actually a beach bum. I love the sun. I scuba dive. I just love the sound of waves as well as the energy of the sun. Yeah, and so it's actually really bad for the skin, but this is something I really derive energy from.
That sporty side of Sabrina now that we all know. Do you think being a mom has changed you as a person?
I think transformation is the word. Transform. Most women are being transformed through this motherhood journey. They have derived strength that they have never known before, love they never felt before. In that sense, I felt that, you know, many women, once they become a mom, they're like, am I good enough? And mom's guilt is real, the struggle is real. Very much I remind myself to really focus at that moment. If I'm at work, I give my all in all with the spirit of excellence. When I'm home, I give all my love, affection to the children so that they could even know that when I'm not with them, the love powered them. So to me, that is a very important, discipline. You have to embrace your best self. And you are that perfect mom for your children.
And with that, who has been your greatest inspiration in business and perhaps being a mom? Are there like two idols, or is there someone that you look up to?
Unknowingly, I only knew this after my mom passed on. So my mom passed on 8 years ago, really suddenly. She just literally dropped and collapsed.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so I was at work. And when you look back at her life, she being a single mom, I'm bringing 3 brothers and myself up.
So you're the only daughter?
I'm the only daughter. I'm the youngest. But my mom has never looked at me differently. And in that sense, in fact, she has paid extra attention to me because I was a special child. I'm deaf on my left, almost completely deaf because of an accident when I was an infant. And my mom fought for me not to be in special school, but going into a normal education. So with that, I felt that someone believed in me so much that, of course, that is my mom, but in addition to that, she could have just taken, life as it is and sent me to a special school. With that, she also has, gone through a few businesses and most importantly in the beauty business. And I practiced my first facial since I was 9 years old on her. So that has ignited actually love for beauty in me. But I went to IT for 11 years once I graduated. Never knew that I will, take after her footsteps into the beauty world, but fusing technology into beauty. In that sense, her relentless pursuit of excellence. So my mom is someone that very fast-paced, but at the same time with lots of compassion, lots of wisdom. Like she actually reflect back a lot. And even if she has a very bad day, she never take it out on us. And in fact, she is very, very nurturing and encouraging. So I realized, her life is pretty tight when I, look back. But I never really felt that negativity or bitterness in her. It's just lots of joy, lots of compassion and helping people less fortunate. So in fact, I have 3 brothers, but all of them are so kind as boys. So
and I'm sure they do it you as well, because you are the only girl.
Yeah, but I really truly felt that I had a better life than my mom, because at least my husband is really, really supportive, and my 2 children, at least I have 2, is 50% of what she had. Yeah, in that sense, my mom is my greatest inspiration.
Is she one of your inspiration behind Skin Inc?
I would say that it's more like from time to time when I hit the rut and I felt that, I'm going to give up. I'm like, if my mom could do it, then, why not for myself, and just push on and showed up every single day.
This is what I love about, having such sessions. I get to hear all the little stories and inspiration stories that Sabrina has to share. And I'm proud to say that I posted for Skin Inc. before for their launch. So now I know all these great products that we see on the shelf didn't come easy. A lot of hard work and dedication. Earlier on, you mentioned something about time management and trying to be in schedule. So, if you are given an additional hour a day, what would you do with it?
So from young, I love the verse seize the day because I want a whole day and not an hour. And Kapadiam, right? And because of Dead Poets Society, that's my favorite movie of my entire life.
All time.
Of all time. The reason is no longer quantifiable, but your life is not by time again. I feel that is what results are you creating out of it? Not in terms of commercial results, but how do you edify someone's life? And if I could have one more hour a day, I would spend time edifying a friend of mine or a stranger. If I could give back in terms of, helping girls to go to school, helping girls to find their direction, or to find even the identity or their meanings in life, I would do that. And I just have very deep passion and calling, I would say, to help children and young girls to be able to develop an identity that is not unshakable by the world we are living in, but by defining success within themselves.
It sounds like I'm the lucky person to be walking away with Sabrina's additional hour today because I'm learning so much from her based on our conversation we're having today. Finally, what would you give advice to all the soon-to-be mummies or people who aspire to be like you?
I say, don't be like me.
Why not?
There's a lot of price to pay, but it's good. It's worth it. I would say that every child is different. They're uniquely yours. I believe the mother instinct would know what is best for each of the child. To me, is being able to be creative. When my girl is really young, I look at Instagram, I look at Snapchat, I ask for her advice. That's reverse mentorship. So I multiply time through my own work and spending time with her. So this is how you can get multiple results spending the same amount of time. When I had to go to Japan in the lab, I brought her behind the scene, like to have a chat with the scientists while I'm having meeting with the chemists, so that she could experience my work. At the same time, she's learning. So this is how I've been juggling, 3 plates in the air. That means having 3 big rocks, right? I mean, for me, my 3 big rocks is 1, my family. 2nd, my purpose, which is Skin Inc., so that I could spend time with all my team members as well as being that role model for them. 3rd is God. Having that inner bearing of knowing you're here for a purpose and for a reason, not just to, life is fleeting, not just to get by. To me, having that 3 priority in your life set out so that your 3 big rocks go into the vase, the small pebbles will then find its own place. That is first thing first. To me, you begin with the end in mind. That what do you want people to talk about you during your funeral? So I'm quite morbid. I always start with the end in mind. Since I was 13 years old, I want to know exactly how life could, as much as I could plan, but also living to the big guy out there.
Thank you, Sabrina, for all the wonderful sharing. And I really love the idea how she inject her work together with her child and making that a way or a formula to communicate and get her to learn something while you learn something from her as well. And this is what life is all about. And our way of saluting all the powerful mummies like you for coming up with such ideas and blending these 2 good, I wouldn't say potion, but rather good ideologies together as one. And thank you. Thank you, really.
Thank you for having me.